be wondering what these two things have in common. Well, it turns out that they both made headlines in 1952. Only one on a grander scale than this small town story.
Just shortly after 11 o'clock in the morning on May 29th, 1952, thieves escaped with 3 gold bricks from an unattended mail cart at this old Canadian Pacific Railway station.
2 of the 3 bricks were from British Columbia. Neither the local police, the OPP, the RCMP, or the CP Rail Police were aware that the gold transfer was being made. The bricks were said to have weighed 60 pounds each and were valued at $80,000. The eastbound train was heading to Ottawa. However, the mail cart the bricks were on was intended for Toronto.
This is where Sudbury comes into play. In 1952, Sudbury was the only transfer point between British Columbia and Ottawa. It didn't take local thieves too long to clue in that this would be the most vulnerable point to rob a train.
Therefore, there was a brief period of time when the gold bricks was not on any train, but rather just in the rail yard. It was then reported that 2 or 3 men were walking away from the train cart with heavy objects in their jackets.
So you think it looks something like this?
Yeah, Mike, just like that. Why don't you just stick to your research? Okay, so we already know that the stolen gold was worth $80,000 in 1952. How much is it worth today?
Well, based on the gold market rating for December of this year, gold was valued at over $1,300 an ounce, which is roughly over $4 million in today's terms.
Wow, that sounds like Sudbury's own version of the Italian job.
So we're here with the 1952 criminal registry from the Sudbury Police Department. Tina was kind enough to retrieve it from the museum archives for us to have a look at. An intensive investigation revealed that John Clifford Buckley, the baggage porter that was engaged with transferring the gold, was related by marriage to a well-known criminal in the area named Harry Henderson.
Buckley eventually admitted his involvement and named his accomplice Jack Meldrum. Buckley received 5 years at Kingston Penitentiary, while Jack Meldrum received 3. There was a gold robbery here at the downtown train station 50 years ago. Do you have any idea in the world where the gold may have ended up?
I really think it might have ended up at the end of the rainbow.
The end of the rainbow? In Mexico?
A year later, in 1953, Interpol had forwarded information to the Sudbury police that the gold bricks had ended up in Singapore. They were eventually returned to Sudbury, where the case was closed.